Welcome to 30 Minutes. I'm Patty Stocker. Please join me for the next half hour with my special guest, Geoff Hall, to learn a little bit more about the organization Up With People. They're a group that travels the world, bridging the cultural gap through community education and music. I'm going to be sitting down with the organizers and the cast of the 2014 show. We're going to learn more about the organization and how you could even be a part of it. So stick around, it's 30 minutes. So Emily Bishop and Penny Hamill, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Up With People. That's the name of the organization.
Yes.
Okay. So what is Up With People?
So Up With People, we're a nonprofit educational international organization, and we send 100 students from 20 different countries to different cities around the world. And each city, they will stay with host families, do community service, and they perform a show. So they do travel each week, and they travel for a total of 6 months. And the idea is to bring the world together through service and music. So they are traveling internationally, and they're international participants within the group. So it's a very international organization.
Interesting.
Up With People.
Yeah, go ahead, Penny.
Up With People has been around for 49 years. Next year is the 50th anniversary. And they've had how many thousands of students over the years?
Many thousands.
Yeah.
I had read something about it sort of started out as this counter to the hippie subculture when it first started out. Is there any truth to that? Like, how did it actually begin?
It started in Arizona, and it was started by a couple that lived in the Tucson area. And, initially it was a very strict program that was designed to be a wholesome, healthy, environment for young people. But over the years, it's really become a very open and accepting program that accepts people from all different backgrounds and walks of life, and pretty much anything.
It's a nonprofit group. It has no political or religious affiliation.
Yes. You have a direct, you both. You were involved with Emily, and your daughter was part of this organization.
Yep. So the story actually starts in 1991. As a member of the Westford Rotary Club, an advance team for Up With People came to the Rotary meeting one week, and they were looking for host families. So I agreed to host a student that was traveling with Up With People. And back then, they didn't travel for a full week in one city, so it was only about 4 days. But hosting the student made such an impression that when my daughter was a senior in high school and was looking to see what she was going to do, where she was going to go to college, I actually talked her into taking a year off and traveling with Up With People for a year instead of going directly to college. So she spent an amazing year, and the experience really changed her life, in particular an incident that happened with her in the Philippines. She went from being a girl who wanted to go to college and major in musical theater to deciding that she was going to be a nursing major because she wanted to give back and help people. And she's now a third-year nursing student at UMass Lowell.
Wow. Emily, why did you get involved?
Sure. So I actually found it by chance. My mom was Googling and found the program, and we were interested and started looking at it, and it was absolutely everything I could want in a study abroad program. I was in college then when I traveled. And so, with the music, with the community service, and the travel, it was, 3 things I was very passionate about. So I had the opportunity to travel as a semester off from school. And that was about a year ago, and now I'm back working for them for the summer.
So I'm assuming the students or cast, whichever you would like to call them, you have to have some sort of background in music or theater or dance?
You don't actually, which I think is a really cool part of the program. You don't have to have any kind of performance experience in anything, singing, dancing, acting at all to join. It's really just you have to have a passion for what we do, and whether it be the traveling aspect, the community service aspect. We certainly do have performance also that join, but because there isn't a performance requirement, you get a very unique cast. You get people who have done this their whole life, who have never been on stage before, and you find people who have never sung before, and then they try it and they're wonderful and they're natural. So it's a really cool way to make a cast that way.
If there's 100, there must be a screening process of some sort to determine which ones are involved. I'm sure that more than 100 people apply for this program.
But they actually have interviews after every show, and they have the cast members do the initial interviews. And then if they feel that it's a student that would be worthy to travel, then there's another interview that's done by a staff member.
So is it the same group that travels all around, or are there several groups?
It's the same group, right?
Okay.
So it's the same, right now it's 85 students, and they'll travel together for 6 months, and then next January there'll be a new cast, and there'll be, you can choose to travel for a full year, so there could be some people who are second semester students, we call them, and then the rest of them will all be new students.
So let's talk a little bit about it then, though. So what, I remember seeing, I think the biggest thing that people know is that you were the very first Super Bowl halftime show was Up With People. I remember the sort of the furor around all that and the excitement about it. And that's sort of how you guys were originally, I guess, introduced, I would think, on a large scale. Am I correct there?
Yeah, we actually, Up With People had been around for a long time before that happened. But they, have done the Super Bowl halftime show. They performed for the Pope. They've performed at all kinds of...
Some presidents, right?
Presidents, world conferences. They were, when my daughter traveled, they went to Brazil for the Peace, was it the Peace Conference? Or
The World Youth Conference, was it then?
Yeah, I don't know, but she was in Brazil. They're actually, this is really exciting. This cast is going to be the first cast ever that gets to go to Cuba. So when they leave the United States, they're going to Cuba.
That's not very often they let Americans in.
It's a special program,
That's great.
Well, that's great. They're breaking down barriers then,
Absolutely.
it would seem. If say if I was a little bit younger, was interested, what would be the characteristics that you're looking for from a cast member?
So we look for someone who's passionate, and is interested in really opening themselves up to new experiences, and also is willing to, share their experiences with everyone around, and to help those that we come across. The community service aspect is a very important part, and also, someone who's willing to be in the show and interested in that. It's really important that they do, even if they haven't had an experience in the show, that they want to do it, and we do definitely make sure that they have the rehearsal time and the training to feel comfortable on stage, which is, a very cool aspect of the program.
So every student then is on stage. It isn't like they would...
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, because I was wondering maybe they would just do the lighting or do the setup, or so every single 85...
So the students do also help with the technical sides of things, but every student is on stage at some point.
So, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, you brought them to the Merrimack Valley, Penny,
Yes.
this particular one,
Yep.
because of your association, what happened, your daughter. Where did they go from here?
From here, they go to Cumberland, Rhode Island.
Okay.
And then they go to
Laconia,
New Hampshire, and then Plymouth, Massachusetts, then Harrisburg, Virginia, and then to Cuba from there.
So then to Mexico for
Mexico,
weeks,
and then Cuba.
and Cuba, and then Europe, actually.
Okay.
So they'll really be all
that's
over
what
in
I
the
was-
6 months.
Yeah,
right.
so are they all through, that's the part of the United States they're going to be in this time, but then they'll go to Europe. Are there any countries they don't go to?
Well,
I'm sure there's been some that they've never been to, but they have tried to expand. The last couple of years where they've gone some new places.
Well, Cuba
They just went to
obviously is one,
Israel in June.
Yeah.
Is this to sort of raise awareness to what?
Yeah, so the tagline is bringing the world together through service and music. So I think one of the most important things for us is to exactly break down those barriers and share cultural experiences throughout the world, you know, especially if we visit a family in Asia who have never had anyone else, you know, any other kind of nationalities they've been able to talk to. It's a really great learning experience for them and for the cast members. So really, yeah, we do all this travel, and it's to bring the world together and to feel closer. And we like to say we turn places into faces. So it's not just a country, but it's a family that you've stayed with, and it's people that you've touched.
It can kind of wipe away stereotypes too, I'm
Absolutely,
assuming.
yeah.
Emily, you said you were involved as a cast member. Have you kept in touch with other cast members since?
Absolutely,
with
yes.
the families that you stayed with?
Yeah,
Do you find that is something that that is common amongst
yes, very much
cast members
so.
over the
Yeah,
years?
yeah. Well, with your cast, you definitely get very, very close with those students because you're traveling together for 6 months. And even the families, you stay with them for a week, but you can still really create those bonds that last. You know, I definitely keep in touch with a lot of my host families.
My daughter traveled 3 years ago, and she still, almost on a daily basis, interacts with host families
Is
that
that
hosted
right?
her.
Wow.
About how many countries or stops do you make one cast group?
So it definitely depends on the semester. When I traveled, I went to 6 different countries. This cast will be about that, but it always is 3 different regions of the world. So it's typically somewhere in North America, Mexico often, and then Europe or Asia.
Who choreographs it and writes the music and that sort of thing?
So they have a staff that does the choreography, and the music. Most of it, they do use some popular songs, some very well-known, older songs. But they also have a lot of original music that is written by people that have written for Up With People for a long time.
Yeah.
What would you call an older song?
Well, I wouldn't think it was an older
gonna
song,
say,
but they
I was
would. Come to the show on Thursday night and you'll see what I mean.
We'll be doing that. Thank you.
Wonderful.
So why don't you go ahead and let us know where you're going to be then?
Yep. So the show will be at the Collins Center on Thursday and Friday night at 7 p.m. So that's August 21st and 22nd.
And where's that?
The Collins Center in Andover. Sorry,
Okay.
that's it's connected to the Andover High School.
Okay.
And tickets are sold online, and I think we have the website down there somewhere.
Yep, right down
And
there.
yeah, so I mean, the show you can expect lots of international songs and dances, some pop medleys from different ages through for the 60s through today, Up With People original music, lots of very high energy singing and dancing, and a very strong message as well.
And then they're going to be here in Westford, correct?
Yep, they are performing on Sunday afternoon. They're doing a mini show. So you don't get the full effect of the full 2-hour Up With People show, but it's a mini show at the Pig and Pepper on Sunday.
And the money raised by this goes to whom?
So the 2 shows on Thursday evening and Friday evening, all of the money raised will go to Habitat for Humanity of Greater Lowell.
Right.
So we'll go to build houses right here in, towns like Westford, Chelmsford, Lowell, Billerica. And then the proceeds of the Pig and Pepper, also in combination with the Blues and Brews, which is on Saturday, there's a lot of different charities that the Westford Rotary Club donates their funds to.
Correct. Patty, we've talked an awful lot about the cast members. Why don't we get the cast members in here, take a break, and have some members of the cast come in and talk to them about their experience.
That sounds good. So Emily Bishop and Penny Hamill, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And stick around because we are going to meet some of the cast members in just a little bit. With Geoff Hall. Thank you so much for sticking around with 30 Minutes. And we are here with the cast. It's the B14 cast of Up With People, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hej allesammans, jag heter Veronica och jag kommer från Sverige, jag är 26 år gammal. Hello everyone, my name is Veronica, I come from Sweden and I'm 26 years old.
Hi, I'm Emily, I'm also from Sweden.
大家好，我叫王丹，我来自中国。Hello everyone, I'm Dan Wang, I'm from China.
Hi, jag heter Beate och jag är från Norge. My name is Beate and I'm from Norway.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Adolfo. Hi everyone, my name is Adolfo and I'm from Mexico.
Terrific.
For those of you who are viewing the show, I hope you have better luck understanding. That's fantastic.
You don't speak Swedish?
No, not at all. But this is just in the short time that we've been involved with this. What an amazing group of young people, Patty.
Terrific.
There's 5 of you here today. There's 85 in the group. Where's the other 80 today?
Well, what's so cool about Up With People is that we do something called volunteer work in every city we go to. So the rest of the cast are right now in different organizations volunteering. For example, we're going to the Robinson School in Lowell, we're going to Girls Inc., the Boys and Girls Club, and Habitat for Humanity. So in every community we go, we try to help out and do different service projects.
And so
that's
if
what they're
there's a
doing.
community, something that needs to be done, they will
Yes.
assign members of the cast in doing that.
Yes,
Wow.
we assign 2 or 3 days out of every week to do that.
Oh,
That's great.
terrific.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get this position to come in and speak with us today?
We were lucky.
Yeah.
Yes, we were lucky.
We're going to make you stars, right?
I wish I'd known you were around because I had to mow my lawn this morning. I had one of you do
Oh,
it.
yeah, I'm sorry.
There you go. I missed my chance there.
So why don't we go around and each of you can just tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Up With People and where you see it taking you.
Well, I can start.
Veronica,
yes.
sure.
I am here completely by accident. I had no affiliation with Up With People before, and I was late for my high school class, my senior year, and I took a different way through the corridors. And suddenly I found this woman with this booth telling me that would I like to travel, would I like to perform, would I like to volunteer? And I thought, sure thing I do. Yeah, that sounds great for me. So I went and saw a show about a month after. I got mesmerized by the show. It completely blew me away. So I thought this is a thing for me. So I applied, I got accepted, and a year after I traveled. And it has completely changed my life traveling Up With People because it's such an amazing experience.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have always wanted to travel, and I love to travel. And then when Up With People were in Gothenburg in Sweden last November, I happened to run into them, and they started talking about this, what they are doing. They're putting up this show, and they travel, and they do community impact work, and I thought that sounded like amazing. I'm like, oh, I need to do this. And I started talking to them, and they were like talking about the show, and I was very suspicious because I had like, does everybody need to be in the show? And I got no singing experience, I got no dancing experience, no, I can't play any instruments. And then so I thought, when they told me about that, I thought like, okay, I cannot do this. I was so disappointed. And they were like, yeah, but you can try it anyway. I mean, you don't have to have these talents to be in it. And so I went to see the show, and I did an interview at I went to the open door day that we are having on Friday, right?
Yeah.
To see how everything worked, and they asked if I wanted to do an interview and apply for a spot in the cast, and so I'm like, yeah, why not? And now I'm here.
And here you are, exactly.
Yeah, doing
It's
stuff.
been a great experience for you, correct?
Yes,
Oh,
we've
that's terrific. Good.
only been here in the U.S. we started in the middle of July, so
Oh, wow. So it's only been a month.
yeah.
Okay.
And a big part of that has been staging, learning to sing and learning to dance.
Well,
So you don't have to know anything of that before you get there.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's terrific. And how about you?
Me, I think I'm one of the oldest cast member in this cast B.
You don't look it.
Sure. Thank you. They accept the 17 to 29 years old student, and now I'm 28.
Oh, I can still do it for another year then, I guess.
So I'm
Another
lucky.
while.
Forever 29. I'm sorry.
Actually, I have worked for 6 years before, and I graduated this June from my MBA program.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So for me, I have never seen their show before. Before I arrived here. Because there is no YouTube or Facebook in China, but I know this program they have around 100 of different countries people that together they travel around the world. We lived as a host family, so I think it's a good experience for me to do this international work. I think it's a work and. Because we also do the volunteer work, and it's a studying program for me to studying how to manage across culture. How it's open my mind and open my eyes. I think it's a good experience to feel this. Yeah.
I see. So you got your MBA, and then you can take this time off and sort of open your horizons, and before you go into the workforce is what you're saying. It's all a great learning experience.
Sure, they also offer me an internship that
great.
I could be one of the business manager intern. That I see it's a wonderful. It's a double win.
That's great, a double win. I love it. Okay, and how about you?
Well, I have a friend who traveled for a year, and he told me about the program, and he said, you have to go. You got the perfect up with people attitude. And so I thought, okay, I can try to apply. And of course, I didn't get my hopes up too much because it sounded too amazing, like to get to travel, to get to do like the volunteer work and to do music and to take the musical thing aspect on tour, which has always been like a dream, all of it, and to live with host families. Like, so for me, Up With People is like a dream with many dreams in it. So everything is being fulfilled right now.
So it's been everything and more than you thought it was going to be.
Yes. I got a new
great.
sister from China. We were roommates for a month, and it really, you learn so much about culture, and it's really amazing. And as Emily said, you don't need that musical experience. I come with some, so I thought at first that it would be kind of hard for me to work together with people who has no musical experience, but it's really just fun, a lot of fun.
Well, I'm sure they learn from you as well, correct? Right?
It's a new way to learn, and it's a new experience, and I just love it. We've been here for a month, and like somehow it feels like a week because you have so much fun, so everything's like, time flies.
Time flies, I was just going to say that. That's great.
I'm having so much fun.
Okay, well, my sister traveled on CASB 2008, so they told me, and I was so passionate about the volunteer. But the first time, last semester, I saw the show, I was like so impressed, like what the show can make to you. I was so inspired, and I said, like, I want to be part of that. I want to be like performing, helping, traveling, and knowing like all cultures, and it's been amazing.
Well, I mean, you're the only guy here, and you're surrounded by beautiful women.
I know, I was thinking that.
Let's stay alone.
I was thinking that too. I know, really.
Sign me up, huh?
But you say that there's a certain up with people personality. You had referred to it. So what is that exactly?
Yeah, I would say it's not necessarily a certain personality, because I'm truly a believer that other people can be for everybody who's interested in this that we are doing. And I think it's just that you have a open mind you have to be interested in volunteering, performing, the traveling aspect, the host families, because you could do all of this by yourself in any other program, but this program is unique in the way that it combines all of those different aspects, and you get to do it with the same group for such a long time. So it's an intense way to travel. It's not like a vacation where you lie on the beach and with your little drink in your hand, but you actually do something active everywhere you go, which is such an amazing and unique way of traveling. So I would say somebody that is open-minded and want to have that experience in their life is the perfect person to travel with Up With People.
You talked a little bit about There's an open house this Friday.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, I would love to. So we have this special event here in Lowell on Friday at 1 p.m. at the Collins Center, where we're going to have a behind-the-scenes experience for anybody here in the Merrimack Valley area or anywhere else close that are between 17 or maybe 16 to 29 years old. 16 to 29 years old, and it's going to be basically a 1.5 to 2 hour experience of what Up With People is. So you get to be part of the warm-up session with dancing and singing. You get to see parts of the rehearsal. You get to experience the educational aspect of our program and do a workshop. You get to do behind the scenes and kind of see what does the Up With People production look like, and you also have the chance to interview for the program if you're interested. So it's a very cool opportunity. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to say that you're going to come. The only thing you need to do is to show up at 1 p.m. on Friday at the Collins Center.
If someone couldn't make it to that but still had an interest, how might they become involved?
It's very easy. They go to upwithpeople.org and they click on the button saying apply now, and they can fill up an online application. And then somebody from our office in Denver will then contact them and find a good time to do an interview.
You're the business manager of this group, right? Of this cast, I can tell. You're passionate. I mean, you all are passionate, but you've got all the right information. Tell us a little bit about the show itself and what it involves. If someone's going to see the show, what can they expect?
Well, it's a 2-hour party around the world, first of all.
I love that.
Yes. It's like, I think it's, as Penny and Emily said before, like, it's something that you have to experience, because what's so cool about Up With People is that the show does change every 3rd year, but what's always left through 50 years of history is the feeling that people get when they have watched the show, which is a feeling of that you can actually do something in your community to make the world come together much more and to break those culture barriers that exist today. And this show Voices, it has some different parts of the show. We have some medleys from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s up to today with music from famous artists that you will all recognize and sing along and clap along to. It's also a part that is international, that showcases the different areas of the world that Up With People has traveled to, so Asia, Europe, Africa, and North America. It has also certain parts of the show that has original songs written by the singer-songwriters of Up With People that work for them, that has a message of hope and a message of building bridges between cultures and understanding and kind of bringing the world together. And the powerful part of our show is that we are all together at the same stage. So all the 85 cast members from 15 different countries, we are all singing and playing and dancing together, which really adds to the message of the show.
We got to kind of wrap this up. I'm going to ask you the one question. Why should people plug into Up With People?
Well, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. When are you ever going to see 85 people in our age together from 15 different countries on stage having the same message to the world? I think that's a complete unique experience that everybody should come and see on Thursday and Friday at 7 p.m. at the Collins Center.
It's terrific. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. And good luck on your journey for the next 5 months, I guess it should be. Okay, great.
Thank you.
So if you want more information, check in with upwithpeople.org. And on behalf of Geoff Hall and Patty Stocker and some of the B14 cast, thank you so much for joining 30 Minutes.